pulled out of the driveway?
Eastern Long Island.
Yeah, absolutely. 5:45. Made it less than 8 hours. In fact, I can tell you exactly. 7:40. 7.5 hours. And heading up, it took 8 hours and 15 minutes from Charlottesville to Southampton.
So what do you do, the LIE and then?
We did both times. We went 95. 95, Verrazano.
Yeah, Verrazano, Staten Island, and
Yeah.
hop over the Gothels.
Yeah.
Over that way.
We left a little bit late on going up on Thursday. Guys, we're back in the saddle. We're talking traffic patterns here. It's the first talk show of the year on the I Love CVille Network, and it should be Real Talk with Keith Smith. We're approaching the 5-year. Did you determine?
Oh, was that my
No,
homework?
no homework. Your homework was to beat Keith.
My homework was to beat Keith. Well, as people can hear in my voice, I'm glad we took a little time off. I had a really, really bad case of bronchitis. Went to the hospital actually, and the doctor said you can't speak for a week.
And you were like, "Come on, now."
I don't know. My family was very happy though.
This
I don't
is what
understand.
you do. This is what you do for a living.
I don't know why everybody around my life was happy that Keith couldn't speak, but anyway, yeah. So it's. I think we decided it was May, something like that.
I think it is May. That's a big show.
500, 5 years. I think I didn't count it, but we're approaching 600 quickly.
I know. You got Lisa Sturdivant next week.
On the 10th. Mm-hmm. We've got Woody coming in
Friday.
We're going to talk a little bit year-end numbers. I ran some year-end numbers, some surprising statistics popped up, at least surprising to me, on the volume of sales, and prices didn't surprise anybody. They kept on going up, but certain jurisdictions, we've been talking about micro markets matter for a long time, and there's a couple of the counties or the jurisdictions within the car footprint that overperformed, in my opinion, and some that really underperformed.
And I believe he's going to be making some predictions for 2024.
Sure.
I believe we're going to be talking about a bet, so maybe there should be a 3-shot, or Judah, we could save the 3-shot.
Are we really talking about a bet? Well, this is give me my stuff.
I think we're all very humble here. I have no need to rub it in. Maybe a little bit I'll rub it in. But I think we're all in agreement, and we'll start the show momentarily, that regardless of who won the bet, Juan Diego Wade is a fantastic choice to lead the city moving forward.
Absolutely.
He's a class act.
Absolutely. As he calls me, a brother from another mother, he and I have the same birthday.
Oh, fantastic.
January 11th, which is next week.
Which is coming.
And we both have the same exact birth date, and I think we were born in the same amount of time. We're trying to figure that out. So I think we're kind of twins.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Judah Wickower, our director and producer, Happy New Year to you, my friend. We can rock and roll. If you want to cue up the intro, and then I'll wait for your count to hush up on the first talk show of the year on the I Love CVille Network. We're, in fact, introducing a new talk show today.
Cool.
At 2:15. Judah's going to give us the name of that show as we give it a little tease.
Cool.
That is the Juicy Details.
The Juicy Details with Hillary Murray.
Yep.
That's fantastic. The CEO and founder of Lumi Juice, which is a brand of global proportions. J-Dubs.
Juicy Details.
The Juicy Details. She's fantastic. She knows the area inside and out. A
beats
Darden
out
graduate.
Real
It's a damn good brand and name.
Oh, geez, I wonder who came up with that.
We can rock and roll when you are ready there, J-Dubs.
Quiet on the set.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Thank you kindly for joining us on Real Talk with Keith Smith. A pleasure to connect with you through the I Love CVille Network, a show presented by Yes Realty Partners. We're ringing in the new year with the first talk show of 2024, and it certainly should be Real Talk with Keith Smith, a show that is quickly approaching a 5-year anniversary. And folks, if you know anything about episodes, TV, content creation, radio programming. 5 years in anything, 5 years when you're doing 3 shows a week is something to celebrate, to cherish, and to champion. That anniversary right around the corner, show 600 right around the corner. Thank you kindly for everyone wishing us a welcome back or a happy new year. We do the same wishing and the same props to you and yours. 2024 is going to be our best one yet. I'm very excited to be next to my amigos, my friends, my family, and Judah Wickower and Keith Smith. Judah, if you could go, my friend, to the studio camera, which is back in action, and let's welcome Keith Smith to the show. It looks fantastic.
Hi.
I've been very much looking forward to seeing you, my friend.
I've been looking forward to this. This has been a great little break that I think everybody took. Got to connect with family. I got my voice back, or somewhat of my voice back, to the point. So it is a talk show. I'm supposed to be able to talk, so that's a good thing. We're back to where we're supposed to be. But 5 years in anything, 5 years in business, 5 years in relationships is a milestone.
It's big time.
And this is much more than a show. This is a relationship, and I appreciate it and think the world of it every day, and thank you for it. We'll kick the show off a little bit. What's your vision for 2024 for Jerry and I think you have this announcement to make on the show.
Well, I want to highlight Stephanie Wells Rhodes saying Happy New Year to us. Happy New Year to you, Stephanie. We're very grateful for you, your family, and your support. I sincerely mean that. The Interstate Service Company, a home's best friend. Kevin Yancey wishing us a Happy New Year. Vanessa Parkhill wishing us a Happy New Year. I will try to highlight as many as possible. We are truly grateful with connecting you guys through this network and seeing you every day. We're very excited for a new show launching. It's been in the works for a little bit. Hillary Lewis Murray is someone that I think you're going to undoubtedly appreciate, find compelling. Hillary Lewis Murray and her show, The Juicy Details, will launch today at 2:15 p.m. We're building our afternoon schedule on the I Love CVille network. If you think 3 time blocks a day, you have the 10:15 a.m. slots with Keith Smith and Real Talk on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today y Mañana is on Thursday with the Erpies of Emergent Financial Services. Jerry Ratcliffe, the Virginia Sports Hall of Famer, and I host the Jerry and Jerry Show on Tuesday mornings at 10:15 a.m. Of course, the I Love CVille show goes Monday through Friday at 12:30. And now we have 2 shows in our 2:15 slots in the afternoon. Kyle Miller has a show that's spotlighting small business owners in the community, Thursdays at 2:15, and Hillary is going to be our first and certainly a little bit of a while female voice, a strong female voice, a mother of 2. She's a Darden UVA graduate. She started a brand in Lumi Juice that is a global business. She sold part of her business. She has aspirations of politics. She is a very connected individual locally in many different silos of business and politics and nonprofits. She is the head of her neighborhood association. She has spoken before city council. You will find the Juicy Details Wednesdays at 2:15 p.m. Very compelling. I don't want to speak for Hillary. I don't want to speak for Judah. But maybe you want to offer some perspective of what you've seen so far, J-Dubs, on a 3-shot. Happy New Year to you, my friend. I think what you've seen so far is pretty compelling. But again, I don't want to speak for you.
I think Hillary is well-spoken. She's got a lot to say, and she's got a perspective that I appreciate. And I think she will shine in her role as host of this show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll pass it on to Keith. We're also working on a third 2:15 p.m. talk show.
No tease on that?
Those details still in the works. I hope to have it launched this month.
Outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming on 5th year, right? I remember when we started, and just to sit here and listen to the growth of the network.
Yeah.
From, 1 show to 2 to now, what is that, 5 or 6?
Goodness gracious. We are doing was it between 20 and 25 hours a week of live programming.
There you go. And
I mean, I don't think there's not a single network locally that can match that live.
Yeah, and it's a
programming.
long format that really makes the difference. So we can dial into it. And one of the great things about what we're doing, and not to focus on us so much, is that the interaction with the client, or interaction with the listener, or interaction with the viewer, to go ahead and ask questions. Which, hey, that's what makes Real Talk with Keith Smith and Jerry and Judah work the best. So if you got any question on the minds, come in. I do want to kick off on some quick end of the year data, though, if we can do
Please,
that.
I love end of the year data.
We're going to go right into the meat and potatoes of it, because it surprised the hell out of me. Judah, if you could put up slide number 3, I'd appreciate it. Just keep that up there for a minute or two. Here I go. I'm in year number 5, and I'm already telling the director what to do.
That's good. He likes clear instruction. Do you
Clear,
not?
concise instructions from a guy. So what I did is I took a look at, the volume of sales. We kind of, everybody knows, we've got slides in here about prices going up, and we everybody knows we're starting here and prices going up. But I wanted to take a look at a volume and take a look at, we've been talking about pretty much all of 2023 is, what was the sales volume going to be equal to? And we were predicting 2016. So the full car footprint, and that's a different slide, and we'll bring that up in a minute, the full car footprint has pretty much exactly the same volume of sales. This is everything. Jerry, this is single family attached, detached, condos, new construction. It's just a big grip on it. But what I want to do, and what you guys are looking at on 3, is to take a look at each jurisdiction. And I have to tell you, I thought Nelson County was going to be the one that was substantially below. It turns out to be Charlottesville.
Wow.
I mean,
Charlottesville City.
Charlottesville City.
Yeah.
And I'm talking a little bit. I'm talking a big number. The volume of sales in 2023, this is everything, is 35% below 2016. Now, so when you're looking at is I broke it into 4-year blocks, right? 23, 2019, 2016, just to get a little span to it. And that just shocked the hell out of me. The last time it was that low, just for it was 2011. And what was going on kind of at the end of 2010?
We were coming out of the OSHIF, the time of great unpleasantness.
Time of great unpleasantness. So I don't have a lot of why, right? Because this, as you can tell by all my notes, this was about 8 hours worth of work yesterday to kind of put it together.
That's impressive, Keith.
So I'm slow. That's all it is. I'm just slow. But we're going to have Woody come in on Friday to kind of take it in. But you know who the winner was?
Who was that?
Louisa County.
Woody Fitcham Friday, one of the best appraisers in the game, on set on Friday. Louisa County, the winner, I think, for a number of reasons.
45% positive.
And 45% in positive in comparison to, we're explaining very
2016.
Succinctly. So Louisa County in 2022 versus 2016 had a 45% uptick in
volume.
Sales
number
volume.
Of units.
Units sold.
Units sold. We'll look at another slide on prices and stuff like that. And look, that's old news, right? Everybody knows it was here in 2006. And 2023 is here. Prices have gone up in every jurisdiction, and you'll just see it.
I think we can unpack why, though.
We can unpack why. The volume is really shocking to me. I really expected some of the outlining counties to be a little bit better. Nelson County was 15% over 2016. They had 15% more sales. Now, the number's low, right? If you take a look at, if you can put the slide back up again, if you take a look at the slide, you can see Albemarle County is way up there in the 1,700 number of sales, and Nelson County is around 200. So the delta's pretty high. But when you compare year over year, these 4-year blocks, and I did that on purpose because that's around an 8-year spread, and people are staying in homes for about 8 years. And I wanted to compare it to 16, which was the last 8-year cycle on it. But Nelson County is 45. It went from 596 total transactions in 2023 to 324 in 2016. And that's, I've doubled and triple checked my math. That's a 45% increase.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of fingers.
That's a lot of fingers. Holly Foster, the Queen of Henrico, hello. Thank you kindly for watching. Dean Russell, hello. Thank you kindly for watching. Georgia Gilmer, Lisa Costello, hello. Thank you kindly for watching. Travis Hackworth, Jesse Rutherford, Bill Mooncachi, hello. Welcome to the show. Tripp Stewart, the real estate investor. Angela, thank you. Angie Fink, thank you for watching the program. She's fantastic in the real estate game. Viewers and listeners, let us know your thoughts. Andre Xavier, hello. Seth Linsky, the real estate investor, welcome to the program. Look, I mean, let's cut to the chase. As Albemarle County and Louisa County get more expensive, the buyers are driving further from Charlottesville and Albemarle to buy housing. And Louisa, since 2016, has come a long way. I mean, the boom of Zion's Crossroads. You have El Mariachi, you have a Walmart, you have a Lowe's. Spring Creek, the golf course community is really found its way.
So you would think it would be new construction?
Oh, no, it's not new construction.
And because I in my handy little notes, which I haven't got the slides yet, so Louisa County, 170 of the 596 were new construction. And oh, by the way, all was single family detached, no single family attached, no townhomes on it. But it was a huge jump from 2016. 2016, it was only 60. So, there was a bit of a surge on it, but 396 of it was existing. And, it goes down to the median sales price. I think that's what's driving these numbers, right? So to your point,
there's a little bit more affordability in Louisa when compared to Charlottesville and Albemarle. And the amenities have popped. They've improved in Louisa.
Well, correct. And we've, we're crystal balling a little bit here.
Wait till
right?
Amazon at $11 billion.
Yeah. They're going to do that. But these are still huge percentage differences, right? We're at 1,700, and the closest, the highest number was Louisa, which was 596. So I didn't do the math difference between the two, but I can look at a bar chart enough to know what one is considerably higher than the other. So it's a multiple times the volume of sales. And it's interesting. I took a look in Albemarle County real quick just to kind of where is most of the new construction going? And it's Albemarle County, right? That's the largest volume of sales. But the other thing that I found interesting, and let me get to my little note paper here so I know what the heck I'm talking.
Todd Rath, Blue
about.
Toad,
Hey.
the hard cider's finest, is watching the show.
And he's got an oyster thing coming up I saw the other day.
He says Nelson County's connectivity definitely helps drive that number.
Yeah, I mean it's 272 versus 236, right? So the numbers itself are low, but the fact that we are above 2016. Now we're below 2019 in Nelson County, right? I didn't do the math on it, but we had 272 sales. This is everything, Todd. I've included Wintergreen. This is a huge swath of units. In 2019, it was 330. I've dropped out intently the unicorn years, right? Because they just kind of are, there's a rarity. It's kind of like the 2008 and 2009.
Unicorn years, he's talking peak COVID.
Peak COVID, it's a couple of years on it. So we dropped that out. But you are below 19 numbers. I didn't look at what we were below 2022, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be below. But comparing it to 16, which is where I think we're going to be going forward, I think you're going to see Charlottesville volume decrease, continuing even more. And to your point, Nelson County, Louisa County is just the rock star, right? And I got to dig more into that on exactly why.
Well, we know why.
Well, I think it's more than why. I think there's also...
Can I explain why?
Sure, if you'd like to.
I'll give you a handful of reasons why Louisa County is booming right now. You have Zion's Crossroads coming into its own. You have Rhett's. You have El Mariachi. You have an ABC store. You have Chinese food. You have the cheapest gas in Central Virginia at Zion's Crossroads. You have a Lowe's. You have a Walmart. You have proximity to the interstate. You're a hop,
when
skip.
did all that start?
10 years ago?
Oh, more than that.
15 years? I mean, it became kind of popular and in vogue a decade ago. Before that, people were still
But the point
kinda,
I'm trying to make is that the local government made an investment in water.
Yeah.
And it's now paying off.
Absolutely.
It's now paying off.
Louisa County also is reaping the benefits of remote work. If you can work anywhere from your basement, why wouldn't you do it from an affordable house as opposed to an expensive house? As long as you have the ISP that allows you to work remotely.
So we'll talk about money here in a minute. Jude, if you put slide 4 on, I appreciate it. So this is now the median sales price of each jurisdiction broken down into 23, 19, 16. Thank you, Judah. But take a look at Louisa County. That's 400. Take a look at Albemarle County, which is the rock star, the highest one. That's 550. Nelson County, Louisa County not only is the second highest in volume, it's also the second highest median sales price of 400. Now, a lot of that, I haven't dug into it in great details. I think a lot of that is as you said, the Spring Creek.
Spring Creek
that
is
kind of
booming.
Thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely booming. And folks, I can't underestimate this enough because I've spoken to, we have friends over in Louisa that are on the board. John Didi Piero, welcome to the program. Nick Poncelin, welcome to the program. I hope I'm getting your last name correct, Nick. Thank you for liking the show. We have friends on the board over in Louisa. The expectation is 800 to 1,000 direct or indirect jobs from this Amazon $11 billion investment.
And it's interesting, and again, I started all of this yesterday, digging into it, and we're going to dig into it even more with Woody because I really like to have his read on it. I'm super excited about the good Dr. Lisa Sturtevant coming in on the 10th.
Next Wednesday, Judah's got the technology almost buttoned up. Is that fair to say there, Judah? On the 3-shot with Dr. Lisa Sturtevant, the chief economist of Bright. Look at the confidence over there, Keith.
I think.
Yeah. So how about them Mets?
I think the question is where the is checking whether it's our end or her end.
Oh, Judah thinks it's not here because we've done a number of Skype interviews since the last try with the good doctor.
Well, we're gonna move on because and we'll do some Ricola or something. But I'm anxious to ask I'm actually asked this question in writing, and I'm anxious for her response. Because we've been talking about for a while on the show, where are people coming, where's the demographics, who's buying, right? And unfortunately, in Paragon, a car, they don't track that. They have the capabilities of it, but for whatever reason, they've made a decision to do it. So we don't have access to that data. She does. And I think it's important for us to understand where the buyer's coming from, where the sellers are going, what the demographics are of it, and what's the reasons why they're moving, right? So my big goal for Real Talk in 2024 is to be a little bit better at being an expert at this stuff.
And you are an expert.
Well, I'm going to try to be better at getting some information out and explaining it and getting folks out there. I've had some comments that sometimes I get a little too high up in the weeds and sometimes a little too low, but I'm going to do better at getting it. And part of it is going to be bringing somebody like Lisa on that, first of all, she's just fun to talk to.
Oh, she's a pro's pro.
But I'm dying to hear that data because everything we're looking at is rearview mirror stuff at the moment. But, where are the buyers coming from? Where are the sellers going from? Why are people moving here? Tie it to the Louisa and Amazon. Tie it to the data center. Are we starting to see this happen? And then the big thing is, from my perspective, I'm going to track, we just approved rezoning, right?
Yeah.
I'm really
Neil Williamson, my friend, jump in here. We love you, Neil. Happy New Year to you. We'll get to the comments in a matter of moments. Go ahead with rezoning.
I'm really curious what this Charlottesville numbers are going to be for next year.
You're saying will the price point stabilize? Is that what you're alluding to?
No, that's what I'm alluding to. I'm more thinking of volume, right? Is that going to help the volume uptick a little bit?
Now. We know the answer to that.
I know the answer to it, but
but
I want to see what the data says.
Well, what's your hunch say? Because your hunch has proven to be rather correct, except for this Juan Diego Wade bet that we've made.
You'd had to bring that up. Right?
What does your hunch say about the upzoning?
Well, if we went back to the tape on the Juan Diego thing,
you hedged a little bit. You jumped in late on the bet. You did say on the tape, I will give you credit. I think it's Juan Diego Wade.
But I will
to get in the bet because you're a team player, and you also realize losing
this
bet.
It's not that.
You also realize losing this bet means you actually also win because you have beverages from the bar as well.
The bar is getting a little light.
No way. Look at the gifts that have happened.
I don't know. I see a lot of empty in
No, a new Jameson, a new Macallan. The
My
bet
new
I
rum?
lost to you.
The rum, the
bet
new
I lost
rum,
to you.
yeah, yeah.
Well, 3-shot Judah Wickhauer, and I'm sure this will come up on the I Love Seville show. We had a bet,
I'm pretty sure he's going to bring it
and
up.
Judah's very excited about this on the I Love Seville show.
You're very excited about losing this bet? What was the plastic bottle portion?
Well, no,
of it?
there's a caveat. So Judah actually does not lose this bet, really. Do you want to highlight what the bet was, Judah, and the contingencies of the bet, if you may?
Yeah, the contingency was that.
Well, first, the premise of the bet.
Okay, the premise of the bet is who would be is it elected?
Elected mayor, yeah. City council elects the mayor, so
Yeah.
the 5 folks vote the mayor.
Yeah.
That happened last
Let's
night.
be careful about the word elected because it is not a strong mayor.
Right.
It's not a public. It's elected by the
The 5 councilors,
appointed is probably a better choice.
Yeah.
of
okay,
words.
appointed, voted, okay.
That works better. Yeah, the bet was on
the
who would be
votes?
appointed mayor, and Jerry's won the bet. I believe Keith's side of the bet was a bottle of bourbon,
Yep.
and my side of the bet was a bottle of scotch.
And I think the rule was it can't be in a plastic bottle.
Well, no. that was part of it. I think we capped it at $50.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Your text was very clear to me today.
I'll be very clear which bottle of bourbon I want from you, Keith Smith. And I've already mentioned to Judah, Macallan is the first shot. Finding a Macallan may be difficult, and then
Yeah.
we'll head to a Johnny Walker as a backup for the scotch. And when those 2 bottles are added to the studio bar, the bar's going to probably have to
Did I
go
tell
to
you-
a top shelf and a medium shelf.
Did I ever tell you my Johnny Walker windshield story?
No.
I never told you that?
What's the
In
Johnny Walker windshield story?
In Bulgaria? Ever tell you
No,
that
I would
story?
love to hear that story.
Maybe we'll finish this and I'll have to clean the story up a little bit in my head.
Judah chose or picked whom? J-Dubs?
I chose Michael Payne.
Okay. And Keith?
So I picked Natalie just to be different, but I was confident it was going to be Juan Diego. But I'm glad. Look,
I picked Juan.
Time out. I
Mayor
do want
Wayne.
to take a moment, publicly
Please.
and thank Lloyd.
Oh my God. Please, dear God, thank him.
Because
let's all thank him.
If it wasn't for Lloyd,
In fact, I should tag Mayor Snook right
Yeah.
now, who I just saw down the hall. I'm going to tag him. What should we say?
well, what I'm going to say is that
We are giving you serious props right now. Okay, go.
serious. Now I was going to do simple. Now I got to do serious. huh?
Serious props
So Lloyd, thank you very much.
for your 2 terms of fantastic service.
He took an organization
Oh, it was-
that was a little bit
Cluster duck, quack, quack, quack.
a little bit disheveled, right? It's another big word. That's the other thing. We're going to use bigger words this year.
Disheveled.
Disheveled. I used
Judah.
it right, didn't I?
You did use it right.
He's
Can you Judah back in on a 3
Judah
shot?
is the wordsmith.
That's a good word.
Make sure I'm using it right. Disheveled.
No, I laughed because he said disheveled was a big word. That's why.
That's a big word. That's got lots of letters.
Disheveled. Disheveled. That's 3 syllables.
I think it's big in
That's generally
I think
2
it's
more
big
than
in
I usually
concept.
do.
I think it's big in concept, if not long in letters.
What was that?
What did he say?
What
I
was
said
that?
I think it's big in concept, if not long in letters.
Thank you,
Oh, okay.
Judah. Judah, I love you. In case you were wondering, I do love you dearly.
Giving Judah some
Thank
props, too.
God.
Go
I have
ahead,
to sit
Keith.
across this, and then I get a little bit of that. So thank you very much. So look, he took something that was disheveled. I'm going to stick with that word, and turned it into something well-functioning, oiled,
100%.
managed,
He righted the ship.
which as somebody who's chaired a few organizations in my life, to manage something as big as the zoning rewrite, regardless of your position on it, regardless if you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, or it'll work, it won't work, just from a perspective of walking it through the process as the mayor or the chair, and to me it's the same word. That takes a lot of skill, a lot of courage, and a lot of guts. So my hat's off to him, because we would have never gotten there. Again, regardless if you want it or not, in my opinion, it followed a pretty methodical process. Now, he's handing it off to Juan Diego, who is a brother from another mother. I love him dearly. in my opinion, the perfect person now to take what's been built and then expand upon it. So I'm excited about the next 12 months. I hope Juan Diego knows what he got himself into.
I think Mayor Wade certainly does.
He knows, because he ran the school board for a while.
Yep.
So he knows what it takes and what it does to manage a board, which is a difficult thing to do, and manage 4 different other personalities and 4 different other opinions and move the ball forward.
I believe former chairwoman of the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, Donna Price, watching
Donna.
the program
Hey,
right
Donna.
now.
Miss you, Donna.
We're going to celebrate and champion former supervisor Donna Price on the I Love Seville show.
I can say the same thing about Donna.
Oh, she's
really
amazing.
moved that board in a great direction. I also think Ned did a great job prior to her chairmanship or chairpersonship on it. But yeah, definitely.
She will join us Tuesday, January 9th at 12:30 to celebrate her fantastic term in Albemarle County. I'm very excited to ask Donna what is next. I concur and echo what you said about Mayor Snook. We went from chaos, disheveled, chaos.
Somebody should look that word up because make sure I'm using it right.
to what I was hoping, government that was consistent, boring and in the background, and I think he did.
If the meetings are boring,
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. If it's in the background, it's consistent, you know what to expect, and you're not fearful of what's going to be on the internet after the meeting the next day, that's a good thing. And that's what Mayor Snook did.
Well, that's how, again, as somebody who chairs organizations, that's what it takes, the skills it takes to move everything along. It should be pretty boring. It should be really mundane and move it that way. When it starts getting a little dramatic, it may be great TV to watch, but a lot of it does not get accomplished. Does that make sense? When it goes to Jerry Springer kind of stuff, it's great fodder for
for a talk show.
For a talk show,
we had 4 years of fodder,
right? And or a sound bite, but it's not good governance.
We have Kevin Yancey watching the program. He highlights the fact that gas in Waynesboro is pretty darn cheap. Currently,
what is it?
$2.84 in Waynesboro a gallon. It was $2.87 on Pantops this morning. So gas is falling. That's a relief for everyone. $2.87. Kevin Yancey also says Louisa County is booming in part because of Lake Anna. As we reported last year, it's one of the best places to buy investment property. Dan Pettit, Mustache Dan Pettit, is watching in La Jolla. He says it's 7:49 in La Jolla right now.
Thank you.
He's in California. He's about to ride his electric bike, play some tennis. Absolutely, I will be doing that today as well, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. La
And he
Jolla's
says gasoline in La Jolla is $5.25
Well, that's taxes. That's what taxes does to you. But La Jolla is one of our favorite places, Dan. We just recently helped somebody sell a piece of property in La Jolla. So, while you're out on your bike, there's a little bit of business to be done out there. Go ahead and make a deal happen.
We have comments coming in fast and furious as I'm trying to keep up here. Kevin says, I cannot remember a vice mayor not succeeding as mayor in Charlottesville. Juan Diego Wade was the vice mayor last term under Mayor Snook. This is interesting.
That's what makes that kind of but historically that's generally what happens, right? But it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
It did not happen with...
Didn't happen with Mayor Walker.
It did not happen with Mayor Walker.
Yeah.
Right? Mayor Walker was for, I think just...
Was elected into office and was immediately appointed mayor. Yeah, it did not happen with Mayor Walker.
Somebody should figure. Neil Mobby might do that. Who picked the vice slot? Just out of curiosity.
I looked it up. It's Brian Pinkston.
Oh, good for Brian.
Brian Pinkston is the vice mayor.
Good choice.
Interestingly, you gentlemen will both appreciate this statistic. Juan Diego Wade was appointed mayor 5-0, and no one else volunteered or was suggested as an option for mayor of Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So he had full backing of council, a 5-0
So
vote.
that goes back to Lloyd's ability to manage meetings and stuff like that. It is boring. I can assure you, because I've been involved in this before, there are conversations, that decision was made before it got to the table.
I want to highlight the talented and good-looking Greg Slater, who's watching the program and giving us some props. Yes,
Hey, Greg, how's it
Slater,
going, buddy?
liking the show. Hello, Greg Slater.
Greg Slater, you were on my mind the other day, so I'll give you a call after the show. I had a great conversation with our folks at Pearl, who's a wonderful sponsor of our show.
Absolutely.
And
hello, Greg Slater.
We were talking about Greg Slater and some of the great stuff he does for green designations and understanding, for agents to understand the difference, what green really makes when you're trying to sell a home. It's 5% increase, folks, by the way.
Mike
if you get
Connor
Pearl.
watching the show, Richard Richardson watching the show, Jerry Jones watching the program, Vanessa Parkhill highlights
Jerry
that
Jones.
anyone I know who's had experience with Louisa County schools has good things to say about Louisa County schools.
But the question I have is will it be able to maintain that sales volume? Again, it's 400K versus 505 in Louisa versus 505. This is the median sales price, but they're at 596 units sold. The question becomes, will Louisa County Board of Supervisors, and I made a note down to myself, we're going to start inviting some of the Louisa, we'll get Fitz to come in, right? We'll get a couple
Love
of the
Fitzgerald Barnes.
Get some of the folks from Louisa County to come in and talk to the elected officials. Did we hit a plateau, right? Or do we have new construction coming in? Because if you're relying on your existing stock, I just don't know how much that number is going to climb in 2024. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So I know that there's a couple of projects on the boards. Just curious if they've, where we're standing. But I'm going to start taking a harder look at Louisa. I wrote down Zion's Crossroads. Remember a couple of years ago? Remember I was telling you what I thought was going to be the rock star?
Oh, hello, Neil. We'll get to your comments here. Olivia Branch and James Watson will get to your comments. Go ahead, Keith Smith.
So if you remember a couple of years ago, you asked me where the biggest growth there was going to be, and I kept on saying Zion's Crossroads.
Yeah.
Then I came off of it.
Oh, yeah.
And went to Greene County. So that we haven't talked Greene County since Neil's about ready to go ahead and do this. I'll give you Greene's number here in a minute. So Greene County is 20% off of 2016. So they had 220 sales transactions total. This is everything. This is new construction, existing, single-family attached. They had no single-family attached, but detached on it. 2016 was 276, so that's a 20%. It's 19 and change. I rounded it up. 20% below 2016.
I will highlight this. I think the appetite for more growth in Greene.
No, we're see that's you're going
How
to
would
see.
you characterize the appetite for more growth in Greene?
Oh, right now,
Yes.
based on what currently just got sat at the board.
Yes. There is no appetite. We've had Greene County aficionados on
They're
Real
definitely
Talk
on
with
a
Keith
weight
Smith.
loss program.
They're
Totally on a weight loss program.
that was good.
Yeah. I'm trying to get better.
That was
I'm
good.
trying to
You
get
just
better.
made me
I'm trying to
genuinely
get better.
laugh. That was good.
Weight loss. I'm not sure because those who don't know, we're coming up on show number 5. All I'm doing is talking to Jerry and Judah. Right, I don't see what he sees
my gosh,
behind here.
They missed us.
So
They missed us. We missed you guys too.
Yeah, you gotta get a life, guys.
No way.
I'm only kidding. So if I can get him to laugh, but more importantly, if I get a little smirk out of the guy to my left,
I know, man. He's tough to
then-
crack over there.
then
3-shot Judah, so they know what we're talking about.
so then I know I've done something outstanding.
Is that a smirk from the Stone Cold Judah Wickower over there?
Crack a smile every once in a while.
It's a new pair of eyeglasses.
No? Same pair. Olivia Branch wishing us a happy new year. She's the queen of Keswick. Hello. Neil Williamson also highlights Sina McGill as someone who was vice mayor that was not positioned into the mayoral slot following her vice mayor.
But she resigned. She
resigned midterm for personal reasons.
Yeah, sure.
She was replaced by Leah Puryear. He gives you
Who did? By the way,
props.
we should give her a shout out.
Leah Puryear was excellent.
So to go ahead and step in mid-year and take it on in the middle of a zoning rewrite is pretty awesome.
And I thought that they were going to go with Kathy Galvin
Yeah.
as the interim.
If we were betting, that's the bet I would.
I thought it was Kathy Galvin instead of Leah Puryear.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I saw Leah
particularly since the
Puryear.
topic that was coming up before them, which was housing, and she's an architect.
Right, that's
I
what
thought that was a safe bet.
that was my call as well. Interestingly, I saw Leah
We should keep a
Puryear
track on wins and loses.
as a town hall event. I saw her at a town hall event, and she kind of gave me a little, I heard that you thought it was going to be Kathy,
you got a wink?
but I got it.
Did you get a wink?
I got it. She
You got a
gave me
wink.
A little
Wow.
very humble props. You know what I mean by that little.
Should I call the wife on the wink?
Oh, come on now.
So back on Greene County.
Woody Fincham, I love
Hey,
it.
Woody.
I love that comment. Woody Fincham.
Woody's going to be here on Friday, guys.
Kevin Yancey says, just give Judah a Marlboro Red and a double Jack and he'll smile. He doesn't like Marlboro Reds.
You smoke Marlboro Reds?
Now he's a Camel Light guy, right? Am I right on that, or a P-Funk All-Star?
Yeah, so this is something I'm going to have to work on you, brother.
I've
for
been trying to work
2024.
on that for 13 years.
How
Good
many
luck
do you
with
have
that.
a day?
Can we 3-shot over there?
We're on the 3-shot.
How many do you have a day?
That depends.
Depends how Jerry is. You're right.
All right.
I get it.
It's more on the weekend. It's more
ho,
on the weekend than
ho,
here,
ho,
my
ho.
friend.
Did you just say ho ho ho?
I did. I was singing you. It's more on the weekend than here. I can assure you that.
Yeah, because you don't give him enough time to smoke a cigarette.
Well, what did you answer the man's question over there?
So most people don't know this, but Yona smokes.
Currently,
No, she hasn't smoked in a couple of years, but for all of
are you letting the cat out of the
no,
bag?
no, no,
Okay.
she has nothing. It's funny. We were cleaning up the master bedroom yesterday.
Found a
Have no
pack?
idea why, and found a pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
Yeah, but she would smoke for decades, as long as I've known her, one cigarette a day.
Okay.
That was her thing, and she enjoyed it.
Did he answer your question?
No, he won't.
Okay.
We're going to
All
move
right.
on. Greene County. Back to Greene County.
Less than a pack.
Less
Less than a pack.
Less than a pack.
Did you ever do the math on that, by the way? Just saying. All righty. We'll move on.
I've highlighted that as well.
You know,
I've highlighted that as
I
well.
think you remember this.
James Watson, Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy
Glad
New
you
Year,
guys
James.
are back for some think tank conversations. We love you, James
Is
Watson.
that what this is? Okay.
This is think tank conversation.
Think tank conversation.
Shane Serbati, welcome to the program. Thank you for watching the show.
So I think what you're going to see in Greene County, and Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, what you're going to see is Neil over the next 4 years, which means I'm going to have to be doing this for another 4 years. Sorry, Jerry, Judah. You're going to see a huge spike, then you're going to see a huge drop off, because there's so much inventory in the new construction inventory in the pike. You're going to see that number climb. Now, at 220 is kind of low. Again, 220 versus 1713, which is Albemarle County. There was 1,713 total transactions. This is everything, right? Versus 220. So that's a pretty huge delta between the two. But you're going to see that number climb over the next 12 to 24 months, probably in the 500 to 600 range, and then it's going to drop off. Because I just don't see any new projects getting approved other than what's in the pipeline, which is quite a bit. It's about 1,800 lots, plus or minus, in it. You'll see that, happening, particularly Greene County. Just Neil helped me out here with the specific numbers of just allocated, approved to start the reservoir funding for it. So they're going to get that reservoir going, which means water's kind of the biggest hang-up at the moment for this stuff to grow as fast as it can. Another interesting Fluvanna County tidbit that went under the radar, Fluvanna County Board of Supervisors finally approved an SUP, special use permit, for the withdrawal permit from the James Water Service Authority. I'll get that right here in a minute. But where they're going to pull water from the James to go up to Ferncliff, right, which they have a plant built and all this kind of great stuff. So Louisa is going to continue to be rock stars as far as having water. The question is will both of those, Greene and Louisa, approve projects moving forward? That's the big question.
Steve Wilkinson, welcome to the broadcast. Henry Lindy, welcome to the
Did I
broadcast.
meet my goal of
you explained
explaining
that extremely well. Thank you kindly for watching the show. Matthew Hart, Manny Hart, welcome to the broadcast. We love when you watch the program. If you want to give some props to Matthew Hart over there. Viewers and listeners, let us know what your thoughts are. I mean, I'm gonna say this here. Some of the predictions for 2024, and we've touched on this. I don't think you're going to see a lot of dirt moving.
As far as new developments go?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You'll see that in green. It's
Well,
already.
I'm talking the car footprint in general.
No, it'll be very specific, right?
Yeah.
You won't see anything in whatever is rocking and rolling in Albemarle County is pretty much going to be it for a while.
Woody Fincham, he smokes less than a pack, but he eats 6 gummies a day. That's why Judah's so chill.
Oh man.
I think you would say to that, what? I wish.
Yeah. I'm not. No, I'm not eating.
I think
6
we're
gummies a day.
we're going to stay away from gummies for conversation for a topic.
Gummies are legal.
So you're right.
Not much dirt
Louise,
moving.
not much moving.
Yeah.
Louisa, I've got to get a little bit more involved in what's happening in Louisa. Clearly, the numbers I ran yesterday prove that.
Absolutely.
So,
That's why this show makes you great, right?
Absolutely. I get asked all the time, and I've said this more than once, why do I do this show as often as I do? Because it makes me better at what I do.
Well, we also got to
Make me-
highlight that it's driven quite a bit of business as well. We'll leave it at that. We don't need to get into the details, but we both know that. I think the viewers and listeners know by now as well.
Yeah, because I am a real estate agent. I do this professionally.
And you're looking for a trusted advisor. There's a great one. I missed you, Keith. If you're having fun.
I'm having fun. I can actually breathe. The last
show you were fighting through it as well. Actually, in the last show you weren't here.
Santa Claus was fighting
Chris
through it.
Kringle was fighting through it.
I will tell you, the last 4 shows, I could barely. I was fighting myself.
Neil Williamson says Greene County prediction. Marie Durr, new chair.
Yeah.
You can see the Free Enterprise Forum coverage of Greene County CIP. And he highlights a link from the Free Enterprise Forum. Please visit the website, Free Enterprise Forum, guys.
Better
It's a
than that.
fantastic
Better
job.
than that.
Donate and support.
Took my thunder away.
He highlights Greene County's $334 million 5-year capital
That's the
improvement
number.
plan.
That's it.
And he says, spot on, Greene County has designated the entire development area as Defense Enterprise Zone.
Yeah. So you're going to see this huge push for that's already approved, right? I just don't know if the development community is going to be knocking on doors for rezoning there. I just don't see it happening. It's just until they're probably going to give it one more election cycle before they go ahead and do that. On the flip side, Standardsville, the little town of Standardsville, approved a pretty big project. In full disclosure, one of my clients was part of that project, but they approved 110 townhomes in the little village of Standardsville. So they kind of get it, or I'm pro housing, obviously.
And I want to
So they
clear
kinda
something up. James Watson, who's in the game, says if the federal government decides to increase the size of NGIC, more federal jobs will come to that Greene-Albemarle corridor. That will also bring more consulting firms. If all that happens, there will be a lot of pressure on Greene County to grow within a reasonable distance of the 29 corridor. And Neil says, in response to James, you are spot on. Greene County has designated the entire development area as Defense Enterprise Zone. So good conversation happening in the chat box right there between 2 pros and 2 insiders.
And one just happens to have the distinction of being my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law, and he's in the game.
He's in the game. Very
Yeah.
much. Not only is in the game, he's in the defense game.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
He's in the
'cause-
defense game.
Well, he's a land planner.
Yeah.
By training, he's got a master's degree from UVA.
And it's a professional defense consultant.
That's exactly right. Back on Greene County in numbers, if you can pull up slide number 4, this is, let me make sure this is median. Is the median? I didn't do percentage, thank you, buddy. I didn't do percentage changes, but we're at 385 is the median sales price. In 2023, this is everything. In 2016, it was 234. So that's a substantial jump. If you take a look at the bar chart, it's pretty clear it was a huge jump. By the way, 2019 was 269, so it was a pretty close jump from 16 to 19, but from 19 to 23, it was the largest jump. And I haven't had a chance to go ahead and do the percentage differences on it as of yet. Do me a favor, go to slide number 2.
Okay. Slide 2.
So this is everything. This is average versus median sales price within the car footprint. So this includes single family attached, detached, existing. So this is everything in the 6 jurisdictions that make up CAR, right? That's Charlottesville, Albemarle, Fluvanna, Nelson, Greene, and Louisa, if I got them all 6 right. But take a look at the 2 lines, the trend lines, to see how they're going up, kind of parallel up, and we've been growing from 16 to 23 steadily. The prediction for the next year and the next couple of years, that trend line is just going to continue to go up. The question is will there be enough product for people to buy? And I don't think that.
I don't think there will.
Yeah, I just think this struggle is going to be that.
Let's say we get rate cuts. Let's say rates drop. Does it incentivize more existing inventory hitting the market? Because right now the inventory is throttled with the golden handcuffs of folks having the lowest rates and historically low rates.
Yeah, so,
that are seen as assets
Yeah.
instead of mortgages now.
Yeah, so again, just pick Charlottesville, right? It's 45, let me double check my math, next number I got it right. It's 45% off of, or is it 35%? Hang on one second. It's 35% off of 2016. So we're 30, just to make it up to the 2016 sales count,
Yeah.
we got to climb 35%. We're at 401 total units sold, again, everything, versus in 2016, 610. 2019 was 672. So look, even if it gets up to even if it grows 35%, it's still not going to be greater than 2016. I do not see that needle moving much higher up. I do see it out in the outlining jurisdictions. Green is going to flip. I think that's the outlier, and I think you're going to see Louisa continue to climb. But that was my big shock. I got to pay more attention to Louisa County. That's what 8 hours of work ended up with yesterday.
Your predictions for your colleagues in 2024?
Number of colleagues?
Oh, you want to go down that road?
I don't know. That's what my hearing aids.
I wasn't going to go down the number road.
I don't know
I was
what,
talking about the forecast of what they can expect to happen.
I think we're talking about
All right,
it, right?
So what are you saying? They better start setting up a shop in Louisa?
No, I don't. Look, the world of setting up shops in specific places.
The proverbial shop.
The proverbial shop, yeah.
Maybe by that I meant focus.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't so smart. Maybe I should have kept this to myself.
Maybe they're all
Damn.
watching you right now.
Damn.
They're all watching you right now. And are we going to find these data points on Real Talk with Keith
No,
Smith?
I'm not going to put them out now. Yeah, I never said I was smart.
You are smart. Ray Cadell, hello. Katie Pearl,
Hey,
hello.
whoa, time out. I want to give kudos to Ray.
We love you, Ray Cadell.
I took my mother and father, Yona and I took my mother and father out for Christmas to see Elvis and Ray and the Cool Cats play at the Paramount. Outstanding. Next year, when it comes up, if you don't get your tickets to go and watch it, you're going to be missing some rock star kind of stuff. This is Matt Law, I think is his name, if I remember correctly, or Lewis. I can't remember his last name. It's like Vegas level stuff.
And I will highlight this. If you guys want a movie to watch, I very much encourage. Do you have Netflix? Mm-hmm. Judah, you have Netflix?
I'm trying to figure out who I steal that from, but I steal it from somewhere.
Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Just released?
Released on Netflix. We saw it in the theater. That's about a year old.
Is it?
It's about a year old. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
The one with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, it's about a year old.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was just hit. It just hit Netflix, and it was 2 hours plus. And
What do you think about the Tom Hanks character? You know who the character. He plays
it's
the
his
colonel.
manager, the
He plays the
colonel.
colonel.
Yeah.
But how do you think he played it?
Incredibly.
So
I thought the guy who played Elvis played it incredibly well.
So Yona and I, well, we haven't done it much because of COVID, but we're huge movie people. We love to go out to the movies.
To the theater itself?
To the theater itself.
Wow.
We're back on our track of doing that. And what we kind of like watch movies that we think are going to be in the Oscars, or definitely once they get done.
That one.
Well, I'm not so sure that's going to make. I think that was in last year's running.
Okay,
I
and
don't
it did
think,
make it?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But or but, yeah, because we're going to negate the other one. My daughter taught me what this means now.
Okay.
I got it.
This was your youngest daughter.
My youngest daughter,
Yes.
my teacher daughter, is teaching.
Who is now a licensed realtor, right?
Nice licensed realtor. She signed up. It takes weeks and weeks and weeks to get it, and she's agreed to come on the show. So
What's weeks and weeks to get it?
to get the actual license, once you fill out the paperwork,
Gotcha.
DPR.
Go ahead.
DPR is a little slow.
Go ahead.
Yona and I saw Maestro.
Okay.
And you gotta like classical music,
Okay.
but he portrayed Bradley Cooper portrays Lenny Bernstein,
Okay.
and unbelievable. I mean, I remember Lenny Bernstein as a kid because he used to have a thing on the local PBS channel where he would teach classical music to little kids. He would have very specific classes to it. It was kind of like a Sesame Street kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember as a kid growing up, we used to watch it all the time. And but he played an excellent role. If he doesn't win an Oscar for that, I'll be shocked.
We're movie critics over here.
We got off of.
Movie critics.
Oh,
I like
good.
it.
I'm up for movie critics. Let's
No,
do
I
it.
love, dude. If you know anything about this network, you know we love movies.
Yep.
Judah's a huge movie fan as well.
So, what's your number one movie theater you like to go to?
I like Alamo. Alamo Drafthouse is fantastic.
Yeah, we do Violet Crown.
Violet Crown downtown. I mean, they're all great. I like to support
Mainly
any of
because
them.
we get a cocktail or two beforehand.
I mean, Alamo, you can do the same.
Oh no, but
That's Fifth Street Station.
yeah, but we go to a
Oh, downtown.
Yeah,
You go
downtown.
down? Yeah,
Yeah, go
absolutely.
downtown, get a cocktail or two.
Alamo has some of the best happy hour specials in town.
we saw Ferrari last night. That was actually a really good. Movie.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
I watched Ferrari. That's fantastic.
No, that's Ferrari versus Ford. This just came out on the thing.
Was it the movie
Driver.
theater?
Yeah, Adam Driver plays Ferrari. Does a really really great role.
So you actually hit the movie theater often. It's
We went-
challenging with two little boys for us to go.
Yeah.
You remember those days.
Well, anytime you ever want to do it, Yona and I would be more than happy to babysit.
Okay.
I'll put this out. I'll put this on it. We'd love to do it. We're actually Houston and Yvonne are going up to Pittsburgh for a wedding, and we are taking care of little baby Ravenna.
For how long? A weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet Yona's going to love that.
But maybe I should say Yona.
I did see one of your granddaughters was at Ravenna with Pop Pop.
That was Ravenna with my father.
Yeah, and they were
They
they
were
were debating.
They were having a debate.
And Pop Pop was not winning that debate.
He definitely lost.
Definitely lost that debate. Dan Pettit says, who can afford these prices of new construction anyway?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I didn't get to my new construction sheet here, but I will go ahead and do that for
Gran
a second.
Turismo was fantastic, Neil Williamson. I watched that recently as
Watched
well.
it on the plane the other day. That
It was
actually really good.
fantastic. Gran Turismo. It is the story of a gamer.
I think the first half of it was a little slow, but that's because I'm not a gamer. And we went ahead.
A simulator gamer transferring to an actual race car. Judah, have you seen that?
I have not.
You will like it. Is that what you're looking and Googling right now?
Yeah.
Gran Turismo?
So, interesting about new construction
Yeah.
in Albemarle County, because in my little hot little fingers is all my
Your notes?
my notes that I make my little slide out. So I wanted to look in Albemarle County and find out, what was the sales volume of single family attached and detached, which was the greater number, and where was most of the volume going to. So it's very interesting. Albemarle County single family 2023 single family detached new construction, right? Hold on a second, yeah, so make sure I got this right. I'll let you talk for a second before I go ahead and make a mistake out of myself.
Absolutely. And are you going to archive the slides on Real Talk with Keith Smith?
We're going to archive the slides on New Real Talk with Keith Smith. Actually, I'm not.
Judah will.
Judah will.
The
Okay.
data we're talking on Real Talk with Keith Smith.
I got it. So,
RealTalkWithKeithSmith.com.
so Albemarle County,
Okay.
2023.
All right.
New construction was 100 single family detached, 179 units sold. Existing was 808. The attached product was greater. There was 309 new construction attached products sold in 2023 versus 272. So this goes back to where are people buying, right? They were buying a lot of new construction. The median sales price for single family attached, new construction was 460. So there was 309 units sold, new construction, at a median sales price of 460. There's no other jurisdiction that has even close to that number of single-family attached units. So you're going to see a larger influx for the rest of the year when Albemarle County goes through its current inventory, lot inventory. Then Greene County is going to become the rock star.
So multiple folks asking this question. You really
Actually, Fulvana too. Excuse me to interrupt you. There's 200 units coming into Fulvana around the first quarter.
multiple folks asking. You really don't think additional inventory coming on the market when the rates drop?
No.
Wow.
No.
I slightly disagree with you
No.
on this one.
I shot that too quickly. Again, trying to get better.
You're doing great.
Yes. The point I was trying to make is, the inventory is so low, the volumes are so low, any increase is going to look big, but it's not going to be what's needed. Does that make sense?
Okay.
There will be an increase. Like I explained a couple of times before, right? You got your Olympic pool, 10-meter diving platform. It's 20 feet of water, kiddie pool, right? 20 feet of water is inventory. Right now it's around 15. Even if inventory overflows the 20-foot, the buyers, will overflow the 20-foot, inventory is just not going to grow. Let me try to do that a little better. When interest rates drop,
Which they're going to.
which they are,
Yeah.
and they're going down. I haven't looked at the T-bill yet today, the 10-year Treasury. The pool of buyers are just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. The inventory's at the kiddie pool. It's going to grow maybe to the 3-foot section of the pool, but it's not going to get to what's needed to get to a balance. Did I do a better job that time? Okay, there you go.
That was a textbook description right now.
Ooh.
As his resolution, I saw it. As his resolution is to try to explain better. I think we'll see a little uptick.
Use bigger words.
I think we'll see a little bit of uptick. I hope we see a better uptick. How's that?
Yep. You've got something to do today. I got something to
Absolutely.
do
The
today.
11:15 marker. Hey,
Thank
this
you.
was fun.
I got notes.
This was fun.
I didn't get to I enjoy our time together.
Yeah.
You know that.
This was a blast. This was a blast. I missed you. I missed doing the show. Judah, I missed doing the show with you guys. It's a couple weeks off. We hope the viewers and listeners enjoyed it as much as we did.
Good luck on today and the afternoon show.
Thank you. Friday's Woody Fincham.
Friday's Woody Fincham.
Okay.
Monday we might take the day off to prep for the Good Doctor. We'll talk about that a little bit off air.
Okay.
Because I want to be on spot when
Lisa.
we talk on Wednesday with the Good Doctor.
Okay, fantastic. Judah Wickhauer, Keith Smith, I'm Jerry Miller. This is Real Talk with Keith Smith, and we very much appreciate you watching the program. The I Love Seville show up at 12:30. Thank you kindly for joining us, and so long, everybody. Very nice.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. It was excellent. Couldn't keep up with the comments there, Smith.
I know, I saw that.